Let's talk about kids a little bit more, and something that you go back to when they're just born the first couple of years and they get loaded with vaccines, and the amount that they get is, I'm sure, more than doubled than when you and I were kids. Why is that increased so much, and what is that doing to a newborn through 6-year-old that gets that amount of vaccines?
Well, this is a gigantic can of worms. The whole vaccination topic is wide and deep, and there's a lot of information here. Now, honestly, this particular topic isn't my wheelhouse. I'll tell you whose wheelhouse it is. Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. She's an osteopath out of Columbus, Ohio, I believe. She's the person that you should be talking to about this, because this is her wheelhouse. This is her area of specialty, right? But what I can tell you is I have a 26-year-old son. He wasn't vaccinated. I'm not an advocate of vaccination. Why? Because from my point of view, the net negative benefits of vaccination outweigh the positive benefits of vaccination, quite frankly, which are questionable. Now, it's a very complicated, sophisticated subject, but my position on vaccinations is the parameters that the MDs use to measure the effectiveness of vaccinations are incomplete. And they're leaning on one particular set of data and not looking at all these other data sets. And because they're not holistic in their understanding of the effects of vaccination, good or bad, their results have a built-in bias and they're skewed before the fact. It's called an a priori bias. So from my point of view, vaccination science is fuzzy science. It's fuzzy science. You know, I'm not against vaccinations because I'm a natural doctor. That's nonsense, right? I mean, I can prescribe drugs. And by the way, this is another interesting thing to talk about. When people talk about natural medicine, everybody is confused about that. Nobody knows what that means. So most people think, oh, those naturopaths, they only use natural treatments. Well, no, we don't. I mean, soap is not a naturally occurring substance, right? You have to make soap. You don't find it growing from trees. Every single homeopathic medicine that's ever been made is a non-naturally occurring thing. You have to manipulate the original substance chemically. If you give an herbal tincture, you have to manipulate the stuff that you pull off the plant chemically. If you use a synthetic vitamin, right, you've manipulated a molecule, and it's a misconception that holistic physicians or naturopathic physicians only use natural medicines, whatever that means. It's not it at all. The fundamental tenet of naturopathic medicine is the human body has a built-in, God-given, natural ability to fix itself. And it's this natural ability that the human body is endowed with to optimize its structure and function that naturopathic doctors support. And we use the scientific method to do it. So if we want to support and promote healthy blood sugars, we use the scientific method to prove that our methodology is correct. And then we try that methodology clinically to see that it in fact is effective. And this is why I'm such a cheerleader for Dr. Wallach. Because Dr. Wallach was in charge of $25 million of federally funded research from 1970 to 1982. 25,000 autopsies. Over 10 million blood chemistries and histopathologies. That's a lot of pragmatic, old-fashioned, boots-on-the-ground research. When you do that much research, you start to get a clue. And that's why, in my opinion, Dr. Wallach is the leading holistic physician in the world. Why? Because he did the hard homework years ago, and all of his therapeutics and subsequent clinical experience were based upon pragmatic, fundamental, really good, really sound scientific research. And when you use scientific research to support the natural, God-given ability of the human body to fix itself, the results you get, you wouldn't believe the things I've seen people recover from.